St. Ashford. It's a place that feels ordinary, at least on the surface. But in every quiet town there are whispers. Stories that people don't talk about unless you know how to ask the right questions. Today we'll hear from some of the locals. People who have lived through the strange occurrences, things they can't explain, and maybe, just maybe, we'll get closer to understanding the truth behind the disappearances and the Coven. Thanks for sitting down with me today, Edna. I wanted to start by asking about something I came across in the old town records. The strange events that started decades ago. What can you tell me about the disappearances?
Well, people always say the disappearances are new, but they ain't. They've been happening as far back as I can remember, even before my time. My mother used to warn me as a girl not to wander into Black Hollow Woods alone. Said the woods were cursed, or worse, haunted.
Haunted? By who?
It's not who, but what. There are forces in that town, boy. Old magic. I've seen things in those woods. Strange shadows, flickering lights that disappear when you get too close. And it always happens at night. On the same dates every year. People vanish. Just like that.
And what about the Coven? You've heard stories about the 13th Coven, right?
Everyone's heard of them, but no one talks about them. The 13th Coven, they're part of the reason folks are scared. They say those witches are the reason behind all of it. But if you ask me, I think there's something worse than them. Something much older, buried beneath the town.
What do you mean? What's worse?
Ugh, you're asking too many questions, boy. There are some things you don't want to uncover. Trust me.
Now, Samuel, you've been running this bar for what, 30 years? You must have heard some very interesting stories over that time.
Yeah, you could say that. A lot of people come in here drowning their sorrows or trying to forget what they saw out there. But between you and me, I don't believe half of it. Ghost stories, witches, demons, just tales to scare kids.
So you don't believe in the 13th Coven? Or that anything strange is happening?
Look, I'll say this. I've heard things. A few years back, one of my regulars, Tommy Wells, came in here looking like he'd seen a ghost. Told me he saw people in the woods wearing robes, chanting under the moon. He said they were witches. I laughed it off at first, but Tom had disappeared that same night and never saw him again.
And you didn't think to tell the authorities?
Who would believe me? I'm just a bartender, right? Anyway, there's more going on than any of us can understand. Whether it's witches or something else, I don't know. But something's wrong with this town.
So Alice, I wanted to ask you about the stories the kids in your class have been telling. You said they've been drawing some unusual things.
Yes, I know it sounds strange, but a few of the children have started drawing these symbols. Circles, eyes, strange shapes. When I asked them where they saw them, they just said, in my dreams.
Symbols like what? Have you seen anything like them before?
I don't know. I don't recognize them, but they feel wrong. Like something I should remember, but I just can't quite place. And it's not just the drawings, Joel. Some of the kids have been talking about a woman in their dreams who whispers to them. She wears black and they say she's watching them.
Do you think that this woman is connected to the coven?
I don't know what to think, but it's starting to scare me that the kids, they aren't sleeping. Some of them are acting out, getting in trouble for things they never do. It's like they're being influenced.
As I sit here piecing together these stories, one thing becomes clear. St. Ashford is definitely hiding something. The people here are terrified, but no one can quite agree on what they're afraid of. Is it the coven? Or something older, more dangerous? The lines between myth and reality blur with every story I hear, and the deeper I dig, the more uncertain I become about who or what is truly behind these strange happenings in town. Now, these interviews today were just a glimpse, a fleeting look into the mysteries that's haunted this place for centuries. But for every answer I've found, a dozen more questions rise to the surface. What happened to those who disappeared? What power does this 13th Coven hold, if any? And are we simply just pawns in something much larger than we can comprehend? I don't know if I'm getting any closer to the truth or if I'm just being led in circles, like everybody else in this town. But one thing's for sure, the secrets of St. Ashford are still buried deep. And honestly, digging them up could come at a cost, and I don't know if I'm prepared to pay it. Next time, we'll explore the history of Black Hollow Woods, the site of many strange sightings, where the stories of the Coven first began. Maybe we'll finally uncover why those woods have held the town in fears for so long. Or maybe we'll find more than we bargained for. Until then, keep your eyes open and your questions ready, and stay out of the woods. The 13th Coven is written and produced by Kasper. Special thanks to everyone supporting the show, whether by sharing, reviewing, or simply tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and leave a review if you're enjoying the story. Your support helps more than you know, allowing us to conjure up more episodes and dive deeper into the mysteries of St. Ashford. Together, we'll keep the magic alive and the secrets unfolding.